Good afternoon, everyone. Just want to make a quick video to kind of show everybody how I take plain rough cut cedar and I give it the patina of kind of a rustic barnwood look. So if you look at my wall right here, this all started out with just regular bare cedar that I picked up at any hardware store, any Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot. These are 1x6s. What you can also use, which I'm going to use for this video, are you can buy these cedar pickets. They look about exactly the same and they are literally a third of the price. I want to say when I bought these pickets, even though they're a little bit shorter, 1x6x8s right now in cedar are going for anywhere from $16 to $20 a piece, which is crazy. These pickets are, I think they're still $3 a piece. Now they're only 6.5 feet long, but you know, it's definitely worth it using these in my opinion. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what my mixture is. How do I get it to that nice brown rustic gray color? It almost looks like oak in some ways, minus the knots that you have in it. So what I do is I take basically a mason jar, just like this. I fill it 3/4 full and I use a half of a steel wool pad and I use the fine, or the very fine. So the finest steel wool that you can get, only because it dissolves a lot quicker. Now, I've seen a lot of videos where people are using, you know, lots of steel wool, an entire pad. They're leaving it in there for days. To be honest, I've tried so many different ways, and it seems like once this sits overnight, it really seems to put lots of darkening. It ebonizes the cedar really nicely. So what I'm going to do is just drain this out real quick here. Get that all out. I'm going to set that off to the side. The first thing I do, because I get a better reaction, is I use black tea. That's 5 bags, about the same mixture, 3/4 full. And I use that because the tea not only opens up the surface of the wood, it kind of adds the additional tannins that are required to get that reaction from the vinegar and steel wool from my mixture. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to brush on like so. You don't have to get it on there real thick, you just want to kind of make sure it's even. Make sure you get all the lines filled in so that when you do the steel wool stain, it shows up even itself. And make sure you get the edges, because if you don't, you will definitely have some light spots. Okay. And in my experience, it's been best to go ahead and apply the steel wool vinegar mixture as soon as you put this on. I wouldn't let it dry. I think that inhibits some of the process. So here I am. I'm going to just start spreading the steel wool vinegar mixture over the surface. And again, make sure this is super even. And if you look, you can already start to see the darkening happening around the lines. So that effect starts to take place pretty quick. I'm just going to put a little bit more on to make sure I have it even. Okay. Next step is to just go ahead and let this dry. So just make sure when you're doing this, you're in a nice ventilated space. I'll come back here in a little bit and resume the video so you can see what it looks like after it's started to dry. Okay, so here I am the next day, and as you can see, this is the final result. The boards turned out absolutely beautiful. So it gives them a nice rustic gray, a little bit of brown. You can still see a little bit of the red and the cedar in there, but it gives it a real beautiful patina that you can really use for a lot of different things and a lot of different woodworking projects, accents, trim, that sort of thing. Make your own wall with it. But just to give you a side-by-side comparison, I'll go ahead and pull one of these over and set it right next to another board with some of the similar patterns on it. But you can see the difference. Turned out really nice. So that's how I do it. Let me know if you have any questions. Be glad to help you out and answer those. Thank you.